Hello dear viewers, I know you have been waiting for me. Welcome to the World Documentary Series on Global Hints Broadcasts. This is where we bring you education, discoveries, histories, innovations, and developments around the world. In the previous video we presented on world religions. Kindly subscribe and like the channel for more subsequent series on this platform. The world documentary for today is on the untold story about slave trade. The untold story about slave trade in the light of lasting impacts and the reality of modern-day slavery. This video is divided into two parts, and I will be walking you through the part 1. Kindly walk through the part 2 of this video on neo-colonialism immediately on this channel. Introduction. What if I told you that slavery did not simply end, it changed its appearance? For centuries, the transatlantic slave trade has been remembered as one of humanity's darkest chapters. Millions of men, women, and children were captured, separated from their families, forced into unimaginable suffering, and treated as property rather than human beings. But beyond the history books lies a deeper story, one of pain, resilience, resistance, and lessons the world must never forget. Welcome to this documentary, where we explore the untold story of the slave trade, its lasting impact on humanity, and the disturbing reality that modern-day slavery still exists in different forms. What was the slave trade? The slave trade refers to the buying and selling of human beings for forced labor and profit. Although slavery existed in many ancient civilizations, the transatlantic slave trade became one of the largest and most brutal systems in history between the 15th and 19th centuries. European traders transported millions of Africans across the Atlantic Ocean under horrific conditions to work on plantations and in mines throughout the Americas and the Caribbean. Many never survived the journey, while countless others lost their freedom, identity, language, and family connections. Entire communities were devastated for generations. The human cost. The true cost of slavery cannot be measured only by numbers. It destroyed families. It erased cultures. It weakened societies. It fueled violence and conflict. It created wealth for some while leaving generations of others in poverty and inequality. Even after legal abolition, many formerly enslaved people continued to face discrimination, injustice, and limited opportunities. The scars of history continue to influence societies today. Resistance and hope. Despite unimaginable suffering, enslaved people never stopped resisting. Some escaped. Some organized revolts. Others preserved their languages, songs, faith, and traditions. Their courage reminds us that the desire for freedom is one of the strongest forces in humanity. History is not only a story of oppression but also one of resilience, hope, and survival. The lasting impacts. The legacy of slavery continues to affect the world in many ways. It has influenced social structures, economic inequality, racial discrimination, cultural identity, migration patterns, and political discussions. Many countries continue to study this history, preserve historical sites, and educate future generations so that these tragedies are never repeated. Understanding history helps us build a more just and compassionate future. Modern-day slavery. Although legal slavery has been abolished in most countries, millions of people around the world are still trapped in situations that experts describe as modern slavery. These include human trafficking, forced labor, debt bondage, forced marriage, child labor in hazardous conditions, sexual exploitation. Victims are often deceived with promises of employment or education, only to find themselves trapped through threats, violence, debt, or coercion. Modern slavery affects people of different nationalities, ethnicities, religions, and backgrounds. It is a global challenge that requires international cooperation, law enforcement, education, and public awareness. Why does modern slavery continue? Several factors contribute to its persistence. Poverty, armed conflicts, corruption, weak law enforcement, demand for cheap labor, human trafficking networks, lack of education, social inequality. Criminal organizations often exploit vulnerable people who are desperate for better opportunities. What can we do? Ending modern slavery requires collective action. Governments can strengthen laws and protect victims. Businesses can ensure ethical supply chains. Communities can raise awareness and report suspicious activities. Individuals can support organizations that fight human trafficking, educate others, and promote respect for human dignity. Every human life has value. Freedom should never be treated as a privilege reserved for a few. It is a fundamental human right. Lessons from history. The story of slavery teaches us that prejudice, greed, and the abuse of power can have devastating consequences. It also reminds us that courage, justice, compassion, and unity can transform societies. History should not divide us. It should inspire us to reject hatred, protect the vulnerable, and uphold the dignity of every person. When we remember the past honestly, we are better equipped to build a future where exploitation has no place. In conclusion, the slave trade remains one of history's greatest tragedies. Its legacy continues to shape our world, while modern slavery reminds us that the struggle for human freedom is not yet over. May we learn from history, stand against every form of exploitation, defend the dignity of all people, and work together toward a world where every person can live in freedom and hope. Thank you for watching. If you found this documentary informative, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with others, and turn on notifications for more insightful documentaries and educational content so that together we can promote historical understanding, human dignity, and awareness against modern-day slavery. God bless you. Stay tuned and stay blessed. Bye for now. Hello.